Hey, yo, man, what time is it?
You know what time it is, man.
2 a.m.?
Yeah, man.
Man, you know what?
What's that?
It's 8:46, bro.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, you know what time that is.
Yeah, man.
Nappy head,
Yo,
Funk Army.
what's up?
Stand up. Get in line, y'all.
Yo, Mo, drop that beat.
You know what we gotta do.
Yeah, man.
We bringing this funk just for you. Repeat after me. Say, you don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best,
You don't.
just gotta outlast the rest.
No, you don't.
You don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. United we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. I'ma say that again for you. United we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Here we go, y'all. Now let me tell you a little story about United We Stand. It says we're gonna funk across this funkless land. We gon' stand up and let our voices be heard. We ain't gonna let nobody stop us from spreading the spiritual word. The ruthless corporate greedy don't give a damn about the needy. We need everybody in the house to join us on this one, alright? Y'all say, united we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Are y'all out there? You feeling me? United we stand. Come on, y'all. Divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Yeah. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. United we stand. Divided we fall. With the poor people most of all, as they poison our mind with food control. Third eye is wise, sacrifice. Wake up and see what they doing to you and me. Keeping a separate product of Illuminati, like the jail cell did my boss John Gotti. Dirty politics and high-priced prostitution reside in all the important positions. Just look around at the injustice in the world. Some forced to live in a deplorable conditions. Watch what we do. This rap is coming up just for you. So sit back, relax, check out our phone calls. The nappy hip-hop army always bumping in your drum. Tweet, the TikTok. The ruthless corporate greedies don't give a damn about the needies. A movement, genocide and homicide is happening all around the world. Promise me this, promise me that, when all the fat cats stabbing us in the back. Man, get off my back, bro. Killing me. Let me see you wave your hand. We all wanna take a stand. Rise up against the corporate man. Let me head all across this land. Oh yeah. Nothing but this new type funk 2022. Let me see you wave your hands. We all wanna take a stand. Rise up against the corporate man. Let me head all across this land. Come on, y'all. What up, what up, what up? Check it out. Today in the house, we got MIYAN Bryant coming from the D to 313, sign language expert. I'd like to welcome all my guests out there to Funk from the front seat, live coming to you from Lynchburg, Virginia. So we hope y'all are digging it. Sit back, relax. I already got a few people on the chat line. I'm feeling you. And I'd like to give a couple of shout outs before we get started to all the funky people who join this show week after week, year after year. Thank you so much for your love and support. We appreciate you guys and we love you guys. Bootsy and Patty, of course, and Brendan, Ohio, and Teresa, and all the Club Funketeers, and Cheryl, and everybody out there funking it up hard for us, my boo. Love you, boo. And all the people around the world. Don't forget, Elizabeth in Ireland, DJ Coccolito in Italy, we got you. George the Funk Vinci down in Texas, we got you. Tanny Soul Sister, Germany, I got you. We got New York, Philly, DC in the house. Be more. What's up? What's up? What's up? New Jersey, you heard? How y'all doing? Delaware, you know, and of course, all my funky people on the West Coast, Funkadrill, and all the beautiful people out there, Spacey T. I love you guys, man. Hawaii, Samoans always doing the Humpty Hump. Tokyo, Anyang, I say yo. Around the world in Japan, around the world in China, around the world in Egypt. We need everybody to come together. This week, especially, is very important. We're waiting to get MIYAN Bryant on. My producer, Mr. Mark Lee, back there, the man behind the glass, keeping it funky, keeping it fast, always classy, never last, and always, always never sassy. Mr. Mark Lee, I appreciate you back there, bro. I know you're working hard. So today, we're going to be getting into some things with MIYAN. She's an educator. She does her thing, in Detroit, in the inner city, in the schools. Let me take off my funky glasses so I can see what they ain't looking at. But before I get started, I got a few personal special shout outs that I have to let people know about, which is very, very important. One of our nappy head Funk Army soldiers, Latanya Drummer Girl, lost her father, and he's going to his homecoming today. So, Latanya, we love you. Shout out to your dad. I know he taught you how to play drums, and I know you're a drummer because of him. I saw you yesterday, and it was perfect because, I was able to give you that hug, and I really, really appreciate everything that you do for the Funk. So you and your family stay strong. Funk from the front seat. We pay honor and homage to your father because we know he was great at hooking you up with the whole drum thing. It's also Native American Heritage Month, okay? And I know we're starting to blend and drift over to if it's Thanksgiving, if it's Friendsgiving, or whatever it may be. But check it out. Labels and names don't necessarily make what the tradition should be about. And I need everybody to listen really carefully about this because we know, of course, things are changing in this country at a dramatic rate. So don't get offended if somebody says something and it's the wrong thing to you. It could be just force of habit. They've been saying it all these years and it's taken a minute to change. All right. So we're going to try to make this change as peaceful and as, pleasant and also as placid as possible. We want it to be still like a placid lake. So shout out to all the Native Americans. We know you guys got your culture raped, stolen, killed, land taken away. And you guys were definitely the keepers of Mother Earth. So I pay homage to you. Anybody out there that's Native American, just know that we care about you, and we know that things, y'all got, put it this way, y'all got the shitty end of the stick. And we know that. And we're sorry about that. And we're going to try to do everything to fix that. But we need to work together and make it happen. I can see Mark smiling, so we might be really, really close. And also, shout out to my guy. This is very, very important. Mr. Kevin Harrington, right? Because Mr. Kevin Harrington always keeps me. I see MIYAN. She beamed in. Boom. All right, hold on a second now. She's coming in. So we're going to finish this little thing here. Mr. Kevin Harrington always keeps me informed of the news. I get my news from Kevin. So thank you, Kev. I appreciate that. And shout out to Mr. David Brooks, Dr. Brookenstein. I love you guys, man. And David Brooks been with me since 1998. Yes, he has. 1998. He's been with me every step of the way. He's the nappy head Funk Army historian, okay? And then one last shout out, the co-founder of one of the most famous groups in the world, Kool and the Gang, passed away. George Funky Drummer, he passed away and we're gonna pay homage to him because he was the first drummer I wanted to be like. So thank you. I know MIYAN only has an hour to get with, so I'll do some more shout outs later. If you got a birthday, happy birthday to you. If you got an anniversary, I'm glad y'all staying together. And again, if you had a transition, shout out to Lulu's dad going home, and shout out to OCMC, my management company. Without further ado, we're gonna bring in the fire. MIYAN Bryant is in the front seat. What up, sis? Mark, she's muted. Oh, you hear me? We lost her, Mark. What happened? Well, anyway, she's coming on. I think she was muted and then we lost her. I don't know if there's connection or whatever, but we lost her, Mark. We'll try to get her back. See, Sir Nose is constantly messing with things coming from the D. I don't know why, but in that area, something is always really, really funky. So, again, we're going to finish our shout outs. Yeah, it's Native American Heritage Month. So, also, it was Veterans Day last weekend, and shout out to all the veterans. We support you guys. We love you guys. You guys are amazing. And thank you for holding the wall and keeping it America safe. Whether you believe in war or not, or whether you believe in guns or not, veterans take a job that most of us would not take, like policemen and firemen. When most of us are running the other way, we got our young brave men and women running into the danger, and that takes a lot of commitment to the country, to the flag, and everything else. Now, I'm not as patriotic as I used to be, only because that's just me. But I still believe in this country, the greatness, and I still believe we have a ways to go. And I know we can be great, and I want to be part of the solution, not the problem. Is MIYAN with us? Hi, MIYAN. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You there? Come. You on? I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Mark, she's muted or something. I don't know. Can you send her a quick text to let her know in the private chat? We're going to try to get her on. I see you, but I can't hear you. We need to hear you. I can't hear you. You're on. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? We're trying to make this happen for real, for real. She bounced off again, Mark. Yo, what's going on, bro? Tell her to unmute. I sent her something in the chat, okay? Tell her to unmute. Unmute the mic. There we go.
This is going to be interesting. You know, when it starts off, you know, where strange things happening because, look,
Okay.
I'm always ready for you. Let's go.
Let's go. I got you now. Let's roll. Let's
Yes,
go. Okay,
let's
ladies
go.
and gentlemen, without further ado, fire's in the house. MIYAN Bryant. Boom! You can't stop the funk. How you doing, love?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so happy to be here with you. Oh my. This is just so important. This is what it tells me because it took a lot to get right here to talk to you today. You
Yeah, it
know what
did.
I'm saying? And wow, I'm just happy to connect with you again, you know?
Awesome,
Great
awesome.
seeing you.
Yo, let me tell you, I've been following everything you do, and just speak up a little bit louder. But I've been following everything you do,
Yes.
and I am so proud of you. The
Oh,
last
thank
time
you.
you came on as a guest, you specifically said, "I'm getting ready to do X, Y, Z." And next time I see you, you'll be doing X, Y, and Z. And now
Absolutely.
that I've seen you, X, Y, and Z, you are one of the most powerful, beautiful
Woo.
queens that represent, you know, our
Humble.
culture and our heritage in such a high level way. You're an
Humble.
amazing woman. Of course, women are the strongest on the planet. So I'm gonna let you give our audience a little background. I'm gonna shut up and let you tell our audience a little bit about yourself before we get into this interview.
Well, foremost, you know, I'm an instructor. I'm an educator. I teach sign language, ASL, basic ASL, and to high schoolers. And yes, yes, I do. I'm not an interpreter. No, 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 no. I always tell people that because, people think because you know sign language, you're an interpreter. Yes, I can read. Yes, I can. But I didn't go to school for interpreting. But I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Um, I love it. I love it. And I'm a musician also. Well, like singer, vocalist, producer. I love it. I love producing like you. I know you love it. And so I've ventured out now into DJing. Yes, that's the next evolution. And we talked about that, as I didn't know that I would progress to this particular level. I never saw that coming. I never sought out to say I want to be a DJ. I've been around DJs all my, for the last 30 years, you know what I'm saying? And I've watched, I watched, and I studied. I studied. I was like, ooh, one day, I'm going to grasp it. And that creativity just started to happen, and it's a beautiful thing. And so now that's where I'm at now. I'm working on a new album. I'm working with some cats in Chicago, and we're gonna do maybe a 10 record, 10 songs, maybe some vinyl. So that's coming up soon. And I have the indie booth. That's for all the DJs out here all over the world. Indie Booth showcases the DJs, the singers, the musicians, DJs, whatever, anything within the house music sector, indie artists, indie music artists, I really just want to highlight people. That is my primary goal on this earth. This earth right here, my goal, my objective is to help people. hmm So I know that, and that's to serve. And when I'm thinking about anything that I'm doing, I'm always thinking of how can I serve? What can I do to make some change? You know, and what better way to do it is by using your skills, just
Yeah.
using what your gifts are. God gives us all talents and gifts. And I have many of them, and I'm very humble to have them. But I had to nurture those gifts too. I'm still nurturing them. So I'm just becoming who I always wanted to be. Zach,
Yeah.
that's where I'm coming. I'm
I
coming
am
in.
I am so honored once again. We're hanging out with the amazing Miyan Brighton. We're going to show a couple of your vids, like we always do, because that's what we do. And see, you're an inspiration in many many ways, um, especially to women, especially to women of color, especially to women that may not want to take that step but have the same skills and talents and energy. And every time you post a 2-3 minute thing or something on Instagram or TikTok or what it is, like you're serving. And that's what I love about you. You always put the service first. And that's one of the most beautiful things that I think you bring to this table called Earth, besides your ability to sign and send that love like that,
Ah,
and I
I
wanted
got
to ask
tears.
you.
I got tears because I get emotional about this stuff.
I know. I know.
Woo!
That's why we connect. We connect on such a high spiritual level. We've never, I want you, my
Woo!
audience, to know this woman and I have never met in person, but our spirits are intertwined.
Yes.
Our spirits are
Yes.
intertwined. From day one, we were intertwined. And when God speaks to you through you and
Yes.
you speak to others, let me
Yes.
tell you something. It's very, very powerful. And my
Yes.
audience always needs to see you once in a while. And I know you've been busy. That's why I didn't
Yes.
bother you. I wanted you to do that thing first. But I was like, okay, she got her foot in now. She's running the race now. Now's the time. Because you
Oh,
notice I always bring you around on the holidays. I always,
yes,
I
you
always get
do.
you in
Yes. Yes, you do.
because you're a feel good story. You really are amazing. So with your new, and we'll get into your new thing first, but with what you do,
Mm-hmm.
just give us a quick 5 minutes about how you started developing your musical sign with your music and putting that together, you and your choreographer.
Um, Well, I'm the choreographer.
Okay, you're the correct. Okay, I know
You
there's
know,
another gentleman, but yes, how did
like
you?
oh, you talking about as in such for the video?
Yes.
Oh yes, Rod Dickerson. He is one of the most phenomenal, videographers out here from Detroit, Michigan, and I he's worked with me on several of my projects. And first of all, it takes two people to understand the videographer has to understand the artist and their
Amen.
vision. You know, if that doesn't happen, then you don't have anything. First of all, and second, I'm a videographer myself. So as a creative mind like himself, we just came together and he took my vision, what I had, and made and just took it and made it what it was and so much more. So it's like I guess we get each other, we understand each other, and we respect one another. And that is the key thing too. We respect one another. We respect the same, and that's important. Because you can't if you're always going at it, and what I'm saying, you don't see eye to eye, and there's creative differences. Then you can't. No one's growing. No one's going to succeed. You
Amen.
understand what I'm saying? No one's going to win.
Amen. Amen.
Everyone has to be on the same playing field, on the same page.
Which is what this planet and actually this show is about. And I had a few questions I want to get in real quick because I know you on the grind today. Some people have been sending me some things to ask you because they're
Mhm.
very curious in a positive way about
Mhm.
how you do what you do. And one of our listeners, and shout out to all you guys because amazingly, I don't know how we made it to 700 people, but we did. So I got 700 followers. Yo, I'm ecstatic about that. Somehow, some way, even a blind squirrel finds a nut. But people are curious about how do you see the signing that you do in conjunction with the educational system going forward, and the music that you add to it going forward to the future. How do you see that evolving in what you do?
That's very interesting.
Yeah, they sent me
That
this. I was like, okay, I'll ask her.
that's interesting, and you know that question is it's like it's so big, it's so vast.
Yeah,
First of all, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because
yes,
I'm gonna share with you on this. Music is a feeling. First of all, it's a feeling, especially when you're DJing. So most DJs, it just depends. Some people just they when they're DJing, they just focus on the feeling and they let the feeling guide their tracks after one another. You feel what I'm saying? And so it's like with me, it's just knowing my skill, feeling very, very confident in what I know, and being able to whatever music that I have to be able to adapt and to adapt that quick. And that's something that I find that is coming a little bit better for me because I love music so much, and I love hearing the vocals and the bass lines and the instrumentation, and I love imitating these things for the deaf community. So I'm bringing them a feeling. You know what
yes,
I'm saying? And like they're right there, seeing through me, feeling it, and they feeling that energy. You feel what I'm saying? And so deaf people know, they know, because wherever I've signed and I've sung before and deaf people were there, they were so excited. Deaf people, they're excited. They're like, how you know sign language? They're like, wow, ooh, ooh, you know what I'm saying? So I
yeah.
know that it's entertaining for them, um, and it gives respect to them, and it
Amen. Yes,
includes.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's inclusion. It's inclusion.
Yes, yes, yes. See, and that's one of the beautiful things about what you do, because your energy, and that's how you roll. And when you're doing your thing, and it's such a big thing now. And I know, I saw billionaire humanitarian, and I was like, yo, that's what I'm talking about. Because you're like me, you're able to manifest your
Mm,
vision in a powerful way. right? With the help of
Yes,
others, but it comes from you inside. That's why I
absolutely.
love having you in our space here in the front
It comes
seat.
from knowing. It comes from knowing, inner knowing. Here, and here. You know what I'm saying? And when you can connect these two things together, it's a no-brainer
Yeah.
because it becomes real then. It really becomes because you've connected and you know that there's no one stopping you but yourself. And so if you do the things that you are afraid of doing, because that's really what it is, if you just do the things that you're afraid of doing without thinking about how anybody's going to judge you or say about you, then you're positive. Then you win. You win. You know what I'm saying? It's as easy as that. And so that's where I'm at now. I'm going to experiment. I'm going to get out here and be an artist because that's what artists do. We experiment, we change things, we come from a different way because that's the way God made me. I was born this way. I'm born to experiment. And sometimes being someone who is avant-garde or is not afraid of switching up or doing something different, sometimes that seems a little alarming to peers or other people who are there. They're like, what does she think she's doing? And this. But in order for change to happen, people must think progressive. You must step outside your comfort zone. And a real teacher, a real entertainer like Prince, you got Prince, you got Michael Jackson, you got all these people. They thought outside the box. Like George Clinton, he thought he's like, I'm gonna be me, and this is where it's at. Just when you be you, because can't nobody be DJ Dr. B. No one can be me, or no one can be Zach. You want the funkiest cats I know, funkiest cats I know out here, putting it down. Yes, sir.
Yo,
I had
I'm
to
in.
get that in.
That's right. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm inspired by guests like yourselves. Like I said, a strong, beautiful Afro-American woman representing our culture, representing all cultures, representing the inclusion of hearing impaired. And see, when we don't do shows like this, we're doing a disservice. And that's why God has given me this platform to share with so many people. A good friend of mine, Sama, hi Shimon, she texts me and says, hey, I'm a make sure I set my alarm and record this. Now, when you got people like that
I
setting
love you,
alarms,
Sama.
yes, I love you, sweetheart. When people like that shout out and set alarms to see things that we have to say, it always inspires me to understand what God is trying to tell me. We're going to show one of your videos real quick, and you let me know about the time, okay? Because I'm watching the time, so you keep me posted. But I'm going to show something because I want people to grab this right away. So sit back, relax. Our special guest today, funk for the front seat, MIYAN Bryant is here. Dr. B, DJ Dr. B, throwing it down. So y'all check this out. Sit back, relax for a minute. We're going to show y'all. little sample of how
Oh,
Dr.
yes,
B be putting it down. And we're going to show another one in a minute too. But
yes.
I wanted to get
Thank
people
you.
warmed up a little bit as they enter into our space in the front seat. We're hanging out today with our special guest, MIYAN Bryant. Um, you have a thing that you do,
Mhm.
and it's always about spreading your faith. Tell us a little bit about how your spirituality plays in a part with
Mm.
what it is you do.
Wow, I really want to put an emphasis on inner faith in myself. Okay. And how do we, the question is, how do we arrive at inner self? You know what I'm saying? That self love that you really need to push yourself to those extraordinary levels. Um, it is deeply that I've sought out, just prayer, you know what I'm saying? Lots and lots of prayer, lots of meditation, lots of talking to people who have hurt me, and seriously just getting it off my chest and saying, that's it. I'm going to leave it right there. And it's no longer going to affect me any longer. You feel me? And
Yep.
I think with those things, you omit them out of your life. And you don't forget them. I'm not saying you forget them, but they don't affect you. You feel me? And I think that with all of those necessary healing techniques, and because I'm a visionary, and I've had visions of certain things. Even myself with signing, I say this all the time. I was able to see that at 23. God gave me that vision, and the God says in the Bible, people without vision perish. I don't know why I say that. I don't mean that for everybody, but I mean that if you don't realize something that God gives you and you don't act upon it, then you're doing dissatisfaction. That's what I get out of it. I think
Yeah.
we all have those abilities to see things and to say, "Wow, that could be me. That could be me." You know what I'm saying? If obviously if it came upon you that way, it's for you to look and acknowledge and say, "Wow, but nothing happens without putting forth effort. We know this, right? And I think that's where a lot of it comes from too, immaturity, and not able to handle that. You have to be disciplined enough to acquire and to be certain things. Even I don't care if you're the greatest. I don't care if you're both Beethoven, Prince, Michael Jackson. They all had to put in the work, if you will.
Amen.
And that's just
Amen.
real reality. And
Yes.
so those are ones that win the prize. Are the
Yes.
ones willing to. I'm very educated. I did study. I did not. Somebody say, "Well, you don't know anybody deaf yet." No, but I did attend Madonna University. I did study deaf studies. I am, intermediate sign. I can go up to intermediate. So with that being said, now I'm being certified as an educator. You know,
Amen.
yeah, so I'm
Congratulations.
becoming certified, as an educator. And in sign language and in the language arts. So that's exciting, and I'm still finishing up my doctorate. We don't never quit over here. I'm at the end, and when you're at the end, you just don't quit. And I don't send that message out to anyone, and I talk about it openly. And people will often say, "Mia, why you shouldn't say anything?" I said, "You know what? I'm gonna talk into existence what I want. Period. Period.
Speak it. Amen.
Period. Period. Because if I can feel it, see it, taste it, touch it, then it
That's right.
is. Then it
That's
is.
right. That's
Because
right.
it's
That's
not
right.
for you. It's not for them to know. It's for me to understand.
Yep. Yep.
It's affirming what I've put what I'm pouring into myself. And hopefully it'll pour out into you all, where it'll be positive, where it will be something where like I look at people and I'm like, wow, if they can do it, I can do it. I have someone who two people that I highly respect, Dr. Lewis. I don't know if they ever want me to say their names, but they're
Oh
some
yeah.
of my highest mentors, Dr. Lewis and Dr. Crockett. And I love them. And I just want to honor them today because they're just amazing, 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 amazing women, queens. So Yeah, it's good to surround yourself with like-minded people, people where you want to be like. Surround yourself with the people where you want to aspire to become. That is my always my immediate advice to my daughter, my students, or anyone that I talk to, because that's where you will learn a lot of wealth of knowledge that would just add to what you have, and it's reciprocal. Things that they don't know, you're also sharing too. It's a win-win um, thing.
That's
What do
right.
you think?
I agree with you. And see, that's why the next video I'm going to show real quick for you is about that energy. But I wanted to give a shout out to some of our watchers, some of our new followers. Cindy K. Lane, I love you to
Hey,
death. Thank you.
Cindy, how you
Um,
doing?
Manifest your vision. And thank you for following Funk from the Front Seat. We love all our new people. George, of course, George the Funkavinci Hudson does all my
Yeah,
artwork, does a plenty of stuff for all the Funkadelics. And, George and Carl, this guy, him and Curtis Wilcox, and besides Stozo and of course Pedro and everybody, but these guys are carrying the flag of the torch, these guys and
yeah,
girls, and we appreciate you, man. Patricia Dioria, of course, I love you, Aquarius Rising. And I love what Cindy said, manifest your vision. See, I was just talking to my lady about that this morning, and I was saying, hey, everything that I try to do, I may fall short, but I'm constantly thinking about it. I think I think just as much or more than most, because for me it starts with that thought, and then, like you, I bounce that energy out to the universe, and then it comes back to me. Then I got to be able to control it. That's what you do
it
well.
starts coming back down, doesn't it?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It
All of it.
rains on you. That's right. So
Those
you guys stay
blessings.
active on the chat line out there, because we're going to be hanging out. MIYAN's going to always be on the show. She's always welcome in the front seat. I have another one of your vids that I want to show. One of my favorites, if you don't mind. I'm gonna bounce this in for a minute, okay? Y'all hang out. I love it. Yo, every
That was
time
amazing.
I watch that constantly when I want to
I am
get up in
so
the
happy.
morning and get going. Yo, let me tell you something. You just bring it, man. And I know a lot of people that I know that are into EDM and dance music, especially my lady.
Hmm.
I know she's loving that. You know
Oh
what I'm saying?
wow, that's what's up.
I'm sure she's loving that. David Brooks, what's up? Shout out to everybody on
Yes,
the chat line. Love you guys. Stay active, man. And please listen. Please go support her. Her Facebook stuff is at the bottom. Check out her YouTube. She's all over on TikTok. And drop a
yes,
comment now and then, because all it does is feed this beautiful, beautiful spirit, this queen, the energy. I wanted to ask you
absolutely.
something about social media.
Yeah. Oh
Okay,
yeah, yes.
it's a
It's dope.
tool. We know it's a tool,
Mhm.
and you're an educator.
Mhm.
How do you, as an educator, educate your young people about the tool of social media not being the source for the real truth? Because that's an issue I've been talking to young people about. I want them to get the truth in a platform that they can relate to. But at the same time, they need to understand everything is not the truth. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I concur with you on that. I mean, no one would deny what you're saying is true. For me, I start, or me and my colleagues, as I would say. Can you hear me, Zach?
Yes, yes, I got you.
I would say we always tell or teach the children to read, and we'll say you started a comic book. I don't care what, because that's the problem. The students today are not doing enough reading. That is the
Amen.
issue. They're not aware. They're more focused in on a social media type of thing, and we need to get them back on the education, and so that's what we impart to them. Like, I don't care, just read, pick up, I don't care if it's directions or whatever, just try to read a couple of things a day. And if you can get them to just start small, you got to start them off small, let them feel, then they'll come to me. Like, I have one student come to me and say, Miss Bryant, I read da 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 and this, and they're telling me all about it. And I'm like, okay, okay. It's one of those red, it's when the green light come on, and you're like, whoo, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
It's a
right?
win. It's a win-win because
Yeah,
I want them the real literature is in a book. Let's not get it mistaken.
that's right.
Let's
Thank
not get
you.
it mistaken.
And thank you for saying literature.
The literature will stay in a book. That would never ever leave.
Yeah,
That is generational stuff. Then believe me, it's under lock and key.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
So
That's
we're not
right.
gonna play with that. But if you can get your hands on some tangible books, and you keep them. You keep.
Yep.
You
That's
don't
right.
disconnect those. No, those are important books. So
Yeah.
I just tell my students, go to the library. The library is still open. The library is still it's open. It's open. Go. But now students are coming by. They're like, we going to the library. They do go. I see now that they are going. So
Yeah. Yep.
somewhere, all the educators are pushing these things to go to the library to read, and I think it's opening up more scholars, if you will. More scholars. They're becoming younger and younger. I have students that never have seen cursive writing. And one student, she just
I
won. I
know.
got to mention her name. Wait. Uh, Her name is Dariana Finney. She was my student of 3 years from sixth grade. She was outstanding 4.0 student, of Oak Park High School. I mean, Nova Academy. And I'm so proud of her. And I spoke on her behalf. And she is such an inspiration to me, too, being a young adolescent, overcoming a lot of challenges, you know what I'm saying? Fighting, just different things that children can go through, losing people, and how to process all those feelings. Because I'm not a counselor, but my Dr. Lewis is. So, but I just thank God that we have some great people at our school and some great students. So I'm happy to give her a shout out. Congratulations to you, young lady, Dr.
Congrats.
Finney, Dr. Derry. I call her Dr. Derry. Yes, Dr. Derry.
And you
Yes.
know what? I want to piggyback off that for a second. And today we're hanging out with the amazing
Mm-hmm.
MIYAN Bryant on Funk from the Front Seat. Thank you, my producer, Mr. Markley, and everybody tuning in. Stay active on the chat line. You guys can always go back and watch the show today at 6 o'clock and then the 12th tonight for our overseas people. And we didn't forget about you, Elizabeth in Ireland and Coccolino in Italy. We love y'all. But I wanted to piggyback on that because when you mentioned the library, I've been trying to, the past year and year and a half, tell a lot of young people, because I live by the colleges, hey, don't go to
Yes,
the library. And I said, I understand Google is your go-to
it
because
is.
you're
It is.
seeking an answer. But when you
Yes.
read a book, it internalizes the knowledge. Like if you go to Google, I can say, okay, Google, what's in a bag of potato chips? It'll tell me. I won't remember. But if I read the ingredients and the label, it connects with you on a spiritual level. That's what a book is. That's what a book is. You can't connect Google on a spiritual level. It's an
Right.
inanimate object, but a book sit under the tree,
Man,
like
I
my
was just
father.
going to say that. Would you leave me alone? I was going to say it connects you get with you're comfortable. You're in the right area and you're relaxed and you're undertaking the process of understanding. It is a total different vibration and energy. You absolutely correct. So we were saying, oh, I was going to say the same thing.
Because
I,
we connected like
I'm
that,
so
you and me.
excited about that.
Me too. I
Ooh.
told you we connected. Her and I, believe it
Ooh.
or not, we think one brain when we're
Ooh.
together. We really do. I
Mm.
feel I got goosebumps.
I did too. And you know what? And it's true. And that's the difference. They're processing it all different because it's generic on the phone or in the school, just sitting there. And to them, they want to just hurry up and read through it and just get what they need out of it and just move on. But they're not getting the beginning, the middle, and the end. There is a beginning, middle, and the end. And they're only picking what they want to hear and see. You feel me? And so that's the problem. But when you read, you're reading everything and you're learning words and just so many things,
And you feel what the author is trying to tell you from their perspective, not just getting a
Absolutely.
billboard instant grits answer. When I read
Absolutely.
the Iliad, when I read the Mahabharata from India, when I read the
Yes.
Quran, when I read books growing up, all of these books about Jim Brown and my black
Mm-hmm.
heroes, and then I read books about John F. Kennedy and this and that,
Mm-hmm.
and Medgar Evers, and I
Yes.
understood the author. One of the best books I ever read was, I think, Gil Noble, Black. I am Black like me or something. When I read those books, I
Mm-hmm.
identified as a young black child that there were
Yes.
smart Afro American people, and they weren't running around like they were trying to give me that image on TV. And my
Mm-hmm.
father made sure in my house I read books by all authors, not just Afro American authors, because he wanted to give me something that I could pass on to the future generations.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mr. Mark Lee, I want you to jump in real quick because we know MIYAN is on the schedule, but don't take too long, Mark. But jump in on this because I know
Hey,
you got
Mark.
something to say.
No, how's it going?
Mark
I'm
is the
glad to see
man. Thank
you.
you, Mark. Good to
No
see
problem.
you.
Glad to help you. Glad to do that.
Oh
I was
my,
just
thank you.
asking Zach in the chat if he was channeling my grandmother, because as I've told on this show several times, my grandmother is a librarian that actually created the first African American library here in
Oh
Raleigh. So I think
my.
that Zach might have been channeling my grandmother and not
I
knowing it
probably
really.
Oh
was. I
my.
probably was.
Isn't that
Yo,
amazing? Isn't that we're gonna all agree. We're gonna all agree. That's what we're gonna do because
Yeah,
that's amazing. Yeah.
yeah.
Grandmother speaks through all medias,
Oh yeah,
modalities.
and
Hello.
sometimes that channeling is going on because I'm
Absolutely.
going like that sounds like something that Grandma Molly would
Isn't
have
that
yo,
said.
our
But
amazing?
ancestors always
Uh,
follow us. Always
honored,
follow
honored,
us.
honored, honored.
Always follow us, man. And see, we gotta teach our young people how to manifest, how to feel the energy that MIYAN brings, your
Mm,
grandmother, what we trying to do on this show. We have to really instill in our young people how important the planet is. The
yes,
planet
I do.
itself is breathing. It's a living thing in the universe that God created.
Mhm.
Please take care of this planet. We need it.
no,
And
We
we
need
not
definitely
it.
only
need
that,
that.
and
We
not
definitely
only
need that.
that, you
Yep,
add something to the planet. Leave
yep.
something positive in the planet. We have choices. You have a choice that you can do good. You have a choice you can do bad. We have enough of bad. That's why the world is in a state where it's at right now. So let's, teach our children to make better choices and to just live your dreams. And if you focus on that, you don't have time to do any other things but to do what you love doing, right? I mean, it sounds like easy, but we know it takes a village to
No.
inspire all these children, and that's why educators are so important. And then people like you all, and musicians and creators, and we are the key to unlocking all of these minds too. One teacher, one funketeer at a time. It's that's what it's about.
And I got to ask beyond the question. And Mark, you can stay on for a second.
Yeah.
Do you feel teachers in the public sector today, across the board, are getting the respect? We know they're not getting the money, but are they getting the respect they deserve because they don't make what they should make? And that bothers me.
Well, I've always said that I will be very outspoken, about that. I guess this is my time to shine, I guess, huh?
Preach,
But
preach, please.
I feel that we are teachers, whether you're a sub guest teacher or whatever, you're teaching. So let's just get this twisted. We're there still, or any other teacher, whether doesn't matter. You're there with children, and you're trying to teach the best that you can with the best that you have, right? So with that being said, you every child is not the same. And so you're dealing with behavioral things, challenges, educationally, mentally. I mean, all types of things. I can go on and on and on. So that's distraction. You're dealing with all these things in the middle, and sometimes a lot of chaos. And we still have to find those glimpses of light to still spark young people to be like, oh, wow, yes. You feel me? So that teachers are so important. And so I said that I would love to be the spokesperson and advocate to support teachers to get paid more, because of the average salary we know is anywhere between, I would say, 35,000 to
Mhm.
60,000, depending on your certifications and things of that nature. It does significantly go up more when you earn your master's degree or your doctorate degree, of course, to a certain degree. But let's be realistic. How many of those people are going to reach and want to, it's only a smaller percentage of those attaining doctorates, maybe less than 3%. Let's just say that. So masters, we do have, a balanced proportion of people getting master degrees. But what about those people at the bottom there who have families? Have families, and they are struggling, and they one parent family homes. They don't have a father there, but the mother has a degree and they maybe having children, or it could be the father, and they're struggling on a 30,000 mat for 5 kids or 4 kids. It don't matter if you got one. It depends on how you live, right? So with that being said, these are the people who I'm channeling, who I feel that they actually, all of them, but especially those on the lower bottom, need to be more really substantial, because we put up with a lot, and our lives are at stake. We put our lives on the line. We are the frontliners, teachers. When something go down, we have to control the children. We have to calm them down. We have to make sure nobody's coming in our classroom. You feel what I'm saying? So we have to be in command and control, and to keep them in command and control, or it be chaos. Not only on the inside, but what's going on in the inside of the building. So with that being said, doesn't that constitute us being paid more money? Look what they pay NFL players. Look at what they play basketball players. We teach them. We're their teachers. We're their teachers, right?
I always said that. Mark, I got a question for you, but I always said you guys should get paid what athletes get said. And I just want to kick this to my audience, piggybacking on what our beautiful Empress Queen MIYAN Bryant has said. Was Jesus not a teacher?
Yes.
All right. All right. So let's get down to it, the nitty gritty. Now, Mark, question for you, and keep it short. What can we do as citizens? Because you're politically connected more than me down here in North Carolina. And I'm actually in Virginia today at the beautiful, Tony Cam's, mansion of a hotel. And shout out to my sister Jackie, because we're hanging out tonight at a party, So shout out. Love you, Jack. Love you, Tony. Mark, what can private citizens do to enhance what MIYAN said to get teachers' salaries bumped up?
Well, I mean, one of the things you got to do is stay intact and stay informed about the things that are going on, even in the sense of what is happening with the nature of your local politics. The school board is very important, and a lot of times we don't pay enough
All
attention
right.
to the school board and all along those lines. And to even
All right.
Mion's point and everything, we oftentimes don't pay enough attention to the people that are behind the scenes as well. The janitor is very important. The janitor is a
Yes,
teacher. The
everybody,
cafeteria worker is very
everyone,
important. The cafeteria
everyone,
worker is a teacher as well. The
everyone,
bus drivers, I was actually just talking to one of our
everyone,
local bus drivers
everyone.
earlier today, and they were actually talking about the day we may be going to 24 hours, believe it or not, here in Durham at some point or another. But they have got to be prepared for security, and sometimes they are even the keepers of order with the kids that are on the bus, not just the school bus, but the city buses as well.
Absolutely.
So that is something that we also need to be aware of and just kind of
Cognizant
informed
of.
about, and definitely just try to stay informed in that line and all in that space. So that's what I would say is definitely stay connected to your school board,
Yes,
to your
absolutely.
different people, your principals, if you're in a school, and definitely stay engaged, not just as a parent. I'm not a parent, but I am an uncle, and I try to stay informed with what my nephews are learning and all in
Yes.
that space. So you definitely have to have that connection as well. So that's the things that I would say is that we definitely have to do in that regards.
Thank you
Ab-
very much, Mark. I
ab-
appreciate you, Mark. I'll bring you back in a minute. I got to ask Miyan something for a second. Also, Miyan, in addition to the elephant in the room, we ain't going to really get into that until next year. But I have to ask you, you know what I'm talking about. We'll get on that on the next show. But why do you think people are so dead set on taking books out of schools and worrying about what gender Mr. Potato Head is rather than focus on what you just said? For instance, Texas, Florida, whatever. They want to remove stuff. Is it to hide it? Is it a shameful thing? And then they're trying to flip it and say, oh, well, that makes us feel bad. But it's documented. Why are we allowing this as a country?
Okay. That's a
I
lot
want you to dig
coming in.
deep.
I'm going to answer that the best way that how I will go about it, you know. Um Say that again. Start from the beginning again.
Okay,
Something you just said.
when they're flipping books out of Florida, they're
Mhm.
putting politicians in to take our history out, but at the same time, they're saying our history now makes people feel bad, or they don't want people to know about what
Oh,
happened.
okay.
And
I
these are
got
the same fools that wrote the book.
Okay. But this is what I will answer to that. As parents, first of all, because we're the first teachers. I don't care what
Amen.
nobody say. We can dictate and talk to our children from the time my baby came out of the womb. I was talking to her. I
Yep.
wasn't babbling. I
Yes.
wasn't babbling, talking baby talk to her. Mm-mm. I talked to her. Me and her, our boo, we talked to her like I'm talking sensibly to you. No, Jana, put that down. No, you know what I'm saying? She understood what we were telling her. You understand? So you have to train the child up into how you want them. You talk and babble, and you're screwing their minds up. First of all, because they're not comprehending anything. You have to talk to them. First of all, and I'm not a counselor, this and that. I'm just saying from my perspective of how I rear my daughter. So when you tell them the value of things and what's most important, and they won't seek outside of themselves for certain things. You know, they have more control, is what I'm saying, over
Yeah.
certain things. And that's what you want them to be able to sift through things and know the difference. And that comes from talking to your children and teaching them examples and showing them clear examples, and because they are very smart creatures. Young people are so smart. And all I had to do was show an example with my daughter, and she caught on like that. And I think some people, you have to know your child's style, their learning style. Some people are visual. Some people you can just talk to them. But
Amen.
you have to know your child's communication style.
Yes. Yes.
And that's a lot up for parents. We're not born with the tools to how to navigate. It's just instinctively within us. And so once if you're open and your mind is open, right, then quite naturally you want to, when you're rearing a child, you're more settled. You want to rear your child to know a lot of things about a lot of different areas in their lives, so they don't get caught up out here, with misinformation. Because clearly we know what the real, like you said, the real information is, right?
So when we look at our kids today, and I know my guy Kev, we always talk about this, my brother. I love you, Kevin. Self-esteem. You're in
Mm-hmm.
the school and
Mm-hmm.
you're constantly being the psychologist, the social worker, the mom, the dad,
Mm-hmm.
the protector, the security, the
Mm-hmm.
educator, the test giver from
Mm-hmm.
tests you probably hate because they're standardized. How do
That
we,
part,
if
that's
we,
true.
you know,
And
how
that
do
doesn't
we,
tell you
how do we,
anything about the child. Excuse me.
right, exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. How do we squeeze enough goodness and love in a 24-hour day to give our youth self-esteem? Because we grew up with it. That's what we need to do. How do we do that?
I can tell you what
I
I
know
do.
you can.
What I do, and I'm only going by. I don't toot my own horn. This is not what life is about. Like I told you, I'm of service, and I'm I'm happy to leave something or impart something in to young people or the world or whatever. So if you're doing something positive, people gonna see. They gonna talk about it. They're gonna talk, right? They're gonna communicate about it. So what I do is tell students, especially those who, it's not that they don't, their parents don't tell them to go to college and are not coming to see about them, but we don't know the dynamics of their social things that's behind all of that. Like, do they have a father that's engaged with them? We don't know all of these personal things. So we need to tap beyond sometimes and get to know the person, you know what I'm saying, for who they are, first of all, and recognize their talents or what they're gifted in. We have to be able to see and hone in on what you think is good for them. Like students, I tell them when they're signing and they think that one student say, "Oh, I suck at this, and he's better than me." I said, "Well, you have the same capacity and same understanding as he does." I said the difference between you and him is he'll go home and he'll study or he'll practice. And I said, you won't. And I said, that's why he has an A and you have whatever. I don't say
Right.
that, but in my mind, I'm thinking that. But
Yeah.
I wanted to give a distinction. It's you. It's the how you feel about yourself esteem. You don't feel validated. So now I know that student needs validation. So I done honed in on him, right? So now I show him I'm like, look how great you do this. You're awesome. Look, you got a 90. Now he say, really, I got a 90, Miss Bryant? I said, you earned an A today. And we celebrate that. And now I see that his self-esteem is much more. He's more engaged. He comes and be engaged with the class as a whole and the group. And so these things are so important that we can easily say, oh, where's your homework? You didn't bring your homework again today. They used to that because they used to doing what they want to do, evidently. So you focus in on that. How about try to see when they capture something, when they're getting ready to do something, when they do something great, and really grab it and honor them in front of the people and make them feel good about themselves, and then trust me, that is a powerful, powerful tool because it's nothing like seeing a smile on a student's face when they've earned an A on their grade, or they feel like they signing and they know all the signs and they can answer it out when you sign it. They can say, "Oh, that's apple. Oh, that's orange," and that you can see the excitement on their face. So that's how I inspire or encourage, you know, um, students. That's how I do.
See,
That's how
now
I do.
that right there is pinpointing today's conversation with this beautiful Empress Queen, Dr. B, DJ Dr. B, because you are special and the gift that you have is special. And thank God that you are where you are doing what you do. And more people should tune in and push what your message is about because you truly are vibrating at a very high level. That's why I can connect with you. I'm in another state, but I feel like you're right here next to me because I'm inside of you up in here. You
Yes.
know, and when we look at our self-esteem, our young people out there today, walking with their pants on their ankles, young ladies disrespecting their bodies, all of these nasty video TikTok things. You got kids TikToking videos just to steal cars. They call a Hyundai steal. They got all this crazy stuff. Somewhere along the line, we lost them.
Mm-hmm.
And shows like this hopefully will help get some of them back
Yes.
because young people, if you out there listening, know this. We're not trying to rule you or change you. We just want you to understand. Listen, we've been there, done that. We might know a better way. We might be
Mhm.
able to give you some advice. You take it and mix it with your pancakes, and it's going to be better. You know
Yes,
what I mean? And
yes, absolutely.
I think that's what we need to take the radio stations back,
Whew, you
because
got
when
that right.
you and I grew up with Sly,
Education.
Family Stone, Earth, Wind, and Fire. You can hear Chaka Khan, Chicago, Led
Hmm.
Zeppelin, all on the same radio station.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
all bonded together. So when we
yeah.
was in the street, you was like, "Yo, One Nation, Funkadelic, this and
Hmm.
that." People, yo, Bootsy,
The
baby.
whole
There isn't a
debate.
person in the world that don't know Bootsy's voice. You feel
Rick
me?
James, the whole nine, all of
That's
that.
right.
Yeah.
Rick James, Prince, that's the one.
Hmm.
That, like Bootsy said, that's the power of the one. Matter of
Yes, it
fact,
is.
Funk Not Fight, banner in the back. Shout out to Bootsy Collins, Patty Collins. I
Yes,
love you. We'll get y'all on soon again. But
yes,
we bonded like that. See,
yes.
now the Illuminati, the cabal got it set
Mhm.
up to where, no, you listen to this, you listen to that, and the
Look at
stuff
you,
you and
you
I listen
signing,
to.
Mark. I mean, Zach, you're signing.
Yes, right. I'm
I'm checking you
channeling you.
out. I'm
Right, I'm
checking you
channeling
out.
you. I'm just instinctively, thanks. See,
I
I'm
gotta give you a
instinctively.
thumbs up. Good for you. I'm checking. I'm like, look at you.
I didn't even know I was
It's
doing it, but yes,
natural. It's natural. It's
it
natural.
is. Yes, but
That's why everybody should sign. Everybody. Because we naturally do it anyway. That's in our, it's innate in us. I just had to say, I apologize. I just was so proud of you at that moment. And
thank you.
this
I
is
love
this
that.
was it was what was needed,
Yes,
to end this out right now because I do have to
I know you do.
have
I
some
know
other
you got
arrangements.
bounce.
And it's 1:11. It's all love.
But I'm gonna give you, yeah, it is. I'm gonna give you the last word. I'm gonna get off, give you the last word. I'm gonna let you go, and then bang, we'll get you back on real soon. I've been hanging out today with my special guest, Beyond Bryant. You've been amazing. I'm gonna get off and let her get the last.
Hello? Ain't got you. Hey, look, y'all. No matter what, no
I'm gonna
matter
give you.
what,
I'm gonna give you the last word on the full screen.
I'm gonna say this. This is so important for anybody that's aspiring to do anything in their life that is substantial. Or first of all, think big. Never think small. Okay. Jesus didn't think small, right? Don't you think small? Think big. And know that you have everything that you need once you put forth all of your effort into learning and listening, because you cannot lead if you have not followed. So follow first, listen to people, find your mentor, and just learn and absorb. And stay prayerful and keep the faith. Keep God first, because without God, that's where all things and all blessings flow. And see yourself where you want to be. And that's half the battle right there. And just never quit. And with that being said, I love y'all. Y'all got it. You can do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do. Please, if it's an astronaut, look at the astronauts, the African American astronauts who went up in the sky. It's possible, guys. It's possible. So just know that if you can see it, you can be it. If you can look up, just get up. But first, it starts in the inside. Once you clear all that up out and whatever isn't hindering you, then you can become who you want to be. Because after chaos comes the sunshine. Because with every rain, hard rain, storm, the sun gotta come out. It's gotta come out. That is law. That's law. That's God. Through everything you go through, know that the sun gonna shine, and that rainbow gonna blow your mind. So just know that go overcome your obstacles. That's the whole key, because you can't run away from them. They're part of life, healing nature. So just go through them to the best of your ability and be thankful that you went through them to make you stronger, and continue to move forward, y'all. I love you. This is DJ Dr. B, MIYAN Tremaine Bryant, and on the way to be Dr. MIYAN Tremaine Bryant. I am that now. Don't get it twisted. So I love you, Zach. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. I love y'all.
I'll
And
see you
I love
soon.
coming here.
I'll
God
see you
bless
soon.
Yes,
Stay
brother.
safe. God bless.
I love the show.
All
Keep
right,
it
bye-bye.
up. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
So y'all
Yeah.
heard it first from DJ Dr. B. You know the deal. Mr. Mark Lee, I'm going to bring you on, and we're going to get your question. But before we do, I want to run a few shout-outs and, thank a few people. All you people that stayed active on the chat line today, you guys were amazing. And I'm going to get your comments in. We're going to read some of them and, talk a little bit more. We got about like another 15 minutes. But before we do, I just got to make sure I give a shout out to a few special people that always come through and always have been very, very supportive of what we do here. Hang on one second. I got it covered. Mark.
Hey, this is Jen Vanderputten, writer of Code and Prose. You are watching Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Roberson. Tune in every Saturday at noon for excellent and important conversation.
And that's a shout out to my friend Jen. And I know you have some people in your family not doing well, so I hope they feel a lot better. And we sending you love and prayers. We love you, Jen, and we'll get you back.
Hey, this is Keith Jackson with P-Funk Radio, inviting you to check out my brother Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat. Saturdays, 12 noon on the East Coast and 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It all happens on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube. Great guest, great conversation each and every Saturday. That's Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Robinson on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Check him out.
Hey fam, what's goody good? What's really good? My name is Jeff Roberson from the gospel group called Jeff Roberson and New Life. And I'm coming to you from the town that we had to name it twice. It's so nice. New York, New York. And I'm bringing you some news about my brother from another mother, Brother Zach, who's bringing you his hot new show called Funk from the Front Seat. Listen, he's bringing you funk from the vault, from the past, from the present, and into the future. He's got that music that makes the hair on the back of your neck rise up. He's bringing you funk all the way down to your toes. This is that funk that makes you really want to groove. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial as he brings you funk from the front seat. Listen, let's go!
Wiggle worm here, baby. Yeah, and I'd just like to say congratulations to my man Zach. Yeah, Club Funketeer number 9. Keeping that funk on the shine for his 2nd year anniversary of his show, Funk from the Front Seat. It don't get no better unless you jump in the back seat and then jump back in the front seat. On the one. Yeah, keep that funk alive.
Hey, what's up, Funketeers? This is Al Rashard. I just want to quickly congratulate my bottom boy brother, Mr. Zach Robertson, on his 2nd year of his podcast, Funk from the Front Seat. I'm proud of you. Keep it going. Keep the funk alive. All right? Take care.
Hello, Funketeers. I'm Ashley First, giving you a first look at space news on iHeartRadio's #1 space station, iRock Space Radio. And I just want to wish you happy anniversary. So nice, you've done it twice. Happy 2nd anniversary. Great job on making your success through all the listenership. And Zach, thank you from broadcaster to broadcaster for sparking those engaging conversations. Reminds me of one of our news segments, things that make you go, We won't tell you what to think, but we will make you think. So thank you for sparking the conversations and doing the great broadcasting you've done. We wish you many more anniversaries from all of our listeners here on Earth and above the Kármán line in outer space. All right, happy anniversary.
Hey, it's Chrissy Key Rollins here with Holistic Restoration, inviting you to check out Zach Robinson with Funk in the Front Seat. He drops new episodes every Saturday at noon on the East Coast time, and replays are posted for whenever you miss a live stream. You can find him on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube, and get ready for the funk because he brings it every week, along with hot topics, amazing guests, and great conversations. Again, that's Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Go check them out.
Yeah, those are a few people. I had to do a few anniversary shout outs because I always show those because it reminds me of how long we actually been doing it. And I appreciate everybody. So if you have a shout out, send me about a minute and 30-second clip, and we'll definitely run it. And while we're at it, P Funk Radio, JTRP, Gabe Gonzalez, Larry Funkster Jones, Robin Circular P. Thank you guys for always playing Nappy Head Funk Army music. We appreciate you. Sometimes it's difficult to get on the chat, especially if we're working or grinding or playing music. But we always, always, always appreciate all the time you guys spinning that funk music, because we need to keep the funk alive, and you guys are the #1 station, over 18,000 listeners worldwide, and thank God you guys are there, because you played our very first record, Revolution, and ever since then I think I got about like 7 or 8 in the rotation, and I can't thank you guys enough. When I see you guys at the Funketeers Baller at shows or whatever, it's just nothing but love. So we appreciate you, man. And y'all go out and support P-Funk Radio. Also, my guy down in Texas, Philly Phil, get on the Funk Bus on Tuesday nights. Yo, man, you still popping it. You still my guy. I know your basketball team is rocking this time of the year. You winning championship after championship after championship, coach. So congratulations to you. And, of course, Larry Funkster Jones on Saturday nights, and also Sunday night chill out on P-Funk Radio. Gabe Gonzalez on Wednesdays. My girl, Sonia Murphy, I love you. And thank you always for supporting. Bootsy and Patty Collins, you guys spiritually support me in ways that I can't even tell the audience about. And being a Club Funketeer ambassador, vice president around the world, I take that honor very seriously, and we rep that, and we make sure we funk, not fight. We're going to put the guns down, and we're going to unite. HJ Entertainment, my management company, K&N Jams. Love you, Kev. You know how we go. Tony Cam and the Funk All-Stars. Nothing else be said about that. Nappy Funk Army, Oak City Music Collective, Diego, and my management company in North Carolina. I love you guys. OCMC, you know how we roll. Afterglow 92416. Otis, you guys are always keeping the memory of Boogie Munson alive. I appreciate that so much. Q&A Entertainment, of course, and Benevolent Funk. Donna, I love you. I swear I'm going to get you some shirts. Nappy Head Funk Army, as soon as we get our new budget in 2024. Brooke Clagett, my funk angel. I saw you out there doing your thing, man, hunting, so you stay safe out there. We need you, okay? I love you. Patricia Dioria, Aquarius Rising Art. Curtis Wilcox, I talked to you the other day, bro, and we talked about some things, so keep me in your prayers. I need that. George DeFunca Vinci, of course, you know how we do. David Brooks, Dr. Brookenstein, I shouted you at the beginning, man. You've been with me since 1998. I can't thank you enough. DJ Coccolino in Ireland and DJ Coccolino in Italy and Elisabetta in Ireland. I got to figure out a way so we can get the time right so I can get you guys on the show. Maybe we can pre-record something, because you guys take our funk music and then you spin it and put your EDM touch to it. So that I'm grateful. And by the way, shout out my guy Jeff Roberson, who was talking earlier on Long Island Gospel Sound. This was the original hat. I was one of the first artists to sign to that label when we did Revolution at Kev's studio in Queens. So shout out, to everybody that was on it, including Cherie, shout out. And of course, David Webb. I'm going to tell you a little something. The Funk Chronicles, David Webb up in Ohio. He's the one where the Funk Hall of Fame and the Funk Chronicles radio show. And even though YouTube kind of banned us from playing it, which I don't know why, but they did. But it's okay, because I love YouTube. I respect it. I respect all the platforms, Facebook, StreamYard. So please, we're never trying to do anything illegal. But I understand the copyright situation. But thank you, David Webb, because we're going to do a show in December. and I'm going to have my Nappy Head Funk Army OGs, the original members that helped build the brand since 1998. And, you know, I can tell you guys this now, and I'm going to put it out there. And we're just so grateful and honored that we are going to be inducted into the Funk Hall of Fame up in Dayton, Ohio. So y'all keep that under the hat, keep it under the lid. But I'm gonna put that out there right now, so you guys kind of know just how humble I am with that honor. And my guys, I talked to them on the thread the other day, and everybody's excited about that. And that's supposed to pop off in 2024. But we're going to do a show with my OGs in December. So y'all stay tuned for that. And of course, I could not do this show without the audience. So you guys are the most important part of the show, because without you guys out there listening every week, hit me up on Facebook during the week with questions and who's going to be the guests and all the stuff that we do. And, you know, that keeps me going. Sometimes when I'm down and out and I feel like just giving up and quitting, somebody somewhere will come through with something on social media or call me and say, hey, what y'all doing this week on Funk from the Front Seat? And I'll be like, oh, God. You know, so I love doing it. And we got a special surprise coming up. Our Funkity ambassador, I call her the First Lady, Funkity ambassador Cheryl Woodhouse, is going to be hosting some shows coming up soon with her dancing, with her line stepping, with her roller skating and her rollerblading and her women of color military. And we're going to have Cheryl hosting some shows, right? So I can get back in the studio, start recording some more Nappy and Funk Army music for 2024 for y'all. So stay tuned for that. We got a few things that we're going to kind of make sure we get done, you know, so we can get into 2024. And most of all, my producer sitting next to me on my left, Mr. Mark Lee, I couldn't do it without you. So I just want to say thank you. I love you time and time again. I know I'm a pain, but I'm just a perfectionist. So I just want, you know, like, so when you're here and you smile and I see you and we talk and this and that or whatever, a matter of fact, I'm moving to Raleigh, but I'm gonna miss living next to you. It always makes me feel better. And I know you do so many shows, but I know this is one of your favorites. So I appreciate you. And you had a question for
I
me.
did. Before I get to the question, one of the things I was going to say is that I love doing this show. It is one of the favorite shows that I do and everything. Of course, I love doing my own, and there are a couple of others, but this is definitely one of my favorites. And you always bring some great conversation and some amazing insights, and all along those lines. I was actually thinking when you and MIYAN were talking about the notion of kids and the kids enjoying themselves, because that's actually what I was doing here at the Hayti Heritage Center. They've got a regular Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning to early afternoon activity, and I was seeing these kids learning dance and storytelling and a number of other things, including some that might have even had special needs, and they had a very special smile on their faces. They were learning and all along those lines. But that wasn't the question. The question that I had was actually something that was unrelated to that, but you don't know this because I don't think I told you this yet, but my brother is actually feeding some family out in Bluefield, which is here in Durham. It's a community of about 74. So they went and got some food, some turkey, some canned goods, some frozen vegetables. And they are actually in a few minutes from now until 4 o'clock having those families come and pick up the food as part of that three-wheel club, the Bull City Slingers, that he is the co-founder of, and all along those lines. And I actually wrote a press release for him, and where I was going to go and I was trying to know your thoughts is, we hear all the bad news. And when there is good news like this, I am hoping that the media will come out and cover it. But I'm also, even though I'm a member of the media, not always that confident that they will do what they should do, and all along those lines. So that's what I was going to get on folks' case ends. And like I said, I hope that I am wrong and that there are tons of TV cameras out there that are highlighting the fact that he and his riders are actually doing something positive, and not necessarily the negative news that we hear way too much about, and all along those lines. And I know that you've been frustrated by the media as well when you have tried to turn to their attention to some things that you were involved in, as well as just things in general. So that's where I was going. I was wondering your thoughts, and if MIYAN had been here, I was wondering her thoughts as well as to, can we not get the media to cover some positive news as well as all the negative news?
Well, I agree with you. And that here's the thing, because we can kick this for a minute, and then I'm gonna get into some comments that some kind people wrote, and but here's how I feel about that. When we I'm reading some of these comments, and I'm going to read all of them because they're very, very good. So y'all hang out because we're not done yet. When we look at the history of anything, and I'm gonna just put one of these comments that George wrote, right? Our history was watered down like the Bible. It's real but hidden. When we look at the history of anything, there was always the town crier, the media, whoever was documenting everything. But they were always in the pocket of the most powerful person in the tribe, in the state, the area, the country, whatever. So the propaganda that the media spits out today, we know it's all bullshit. And I'm going to just call it like it is. If you want to know what's going on, walk the streets, walk and look at the homeless people. Go to social service, Department of Social Service. Go down to a health clinic. Go to a nursing home. And shout out to Ella, because I know your band is going there and she's playing the clarinet. So you do your thing, and I'm gonna be showing you some bass stuff soon too. But we know that this stuff is going on, but yet most of us that are in the light only look at it to see for what it is, entertainment. The media and the news have become entertainment. The Walter Cronkites of the world, Edward R. Murrows of the world, Ed Bradleys of the world, who was standing there knee deep in muck and mire in Vietnam, holding soldiers as they was getting their guts blown out. They're no longer here. So the media works for the corporations that run the country. Let's not get it twisted. If you want to know what's going on, the way I consume my news, I talk to Mark, I talk to Kevin, I talk to Otis. That's how I get my information, because you guys are the people that's living it, right? Now, another thing that I hate about the media, you can't get to them. They're in the ivory tower. They have all of these emails. Oh, email us this. Oh, come to this event. Come to this mixer. Come to this. I went to those things. They didn't want to run none of my stories. None of them, because it didn't fit their blankety, 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 blank format.
Right.
All right. So it makes me very angry, especially like when it's a major thing. You got homeless people getting hit on the highway every day, asking for money, asking for funds. You don't see no media covering that. But you let LeBron James score 10 points against some team and have a fight on TV. It's all over TV. Nobody cares what teams James Harden is playing for. Nobody cares that Taylor Swift is at a Kansas City football game. You want to show that, but you don't want to show the people that's homeless right outside the stadium.
Right.
You know what I mean? So media, I get why you there. You ain't fooling me. You're not fooling us. We are in the light. We just try to get the money. That's why I do this podcast, because I'm going to kick the truth to you. You're going to hear the real. You're going to hear the raw. You might hear some profanities now and then, but you're going to feel the spirit of all my guests coming through, because we are the news. We're telling you what's happening in Philadelphia, in New York, in North Carolina, in Virginia. When we do musical events on social media, that's real. When the Funketeers Ball comes through, that's real. When they're playing our music on the radio. And by the way, shout out to Kid Funkadelic Mike Hampton. I know it was your birthday. Love you, bro. I did give you a call, man. I'm glad you was able to chat with me for a minute. I love you, man. When we see things on TV, and I don't watch it, that we know are lies, we should turn the channel. And I'm going to leave it at that, Mark.
No, Zach, along those same lines, a couple of things cross my mind is, one, you're right, they don't cover things that are right there in their backyard. And I'm sure that everybody, because actually I had a friend that brought it to my attention, will be paying attention to all kinds of things that are going on in the P. Diddy world, because apparently P. Diddy's ex has written a tell-all about him and all along those lines. So people will be paying attention to all of that narrative, but not paying attention to some of the other more positive stories. And like you said earlier, some of these stories are twisted in their narrative. I'm not saying that I am pro-Israel or even pro-Palestine, but I sometimes think that we have got certain people that have got the more powerful money, and so therefore their narrative is the narrative that is greatly heard and everything. So I'm not knocking the people of Israel. Like I said, I've got some Jewish members, and my dad's other half is a Jewish woman, and all along those lines. But I'm saying that doesn't say that there aren't factions within the Muslim community and factions within the Israel community as well. And definitely we can't be thinking that just one narrative is the correct narrative. And I'm just going to go down that path because it is a multi-layered story, and we can't just take one side as being the only factual side. What's that old saying? There are usually three sides to every story and everything along those lines. But like you said, a lot of it is who controls the purse strings, and all along those lines is the narrative that we hear the most strongest, and all in that line. So
you're right. And see, I'm gonna add on that too, because first I want to read what Dr. Bruckenstein said. History is a collection of things that have happened in the past. Hiding it does not change the fact that it did not happen. And I'm gonna say that again. Hiding it does not change the fact that it did not happen. 40 acres and a mule, y'all. Okay, so it makes no sense to remove stuff from the history books. And he's absolutely right. And David Brooks, I applaud you, because when you're on social media, I see you kicking nothing but positivity. And George DeFuncovinci, my guy, he had another interesting thing. Teachers, which I've been saying this for eons, taught the athletes how to play the sport to begin with, right? They should be blessing the teachers when they become millionaires. And you're absolutely right. There isn't a time in my life where I don't think about my music teachers. Mm-hmm. I remember their names in third grade. Mrs. Drake. Mr. Burns taught me how to play drums. Mr. Ciani taught me how to do stuff on stage and act. So when we here in this country turn a blind eye, mm-hmm. and we do, to what is really necessary to propel ourselves to the next energy level, we're doing a disservice. And I say that again, we're doing a disservice to the planet, because we are all, some of us are hybrids, some of us are angels, light workers, MIYAN is energy, but we are all part of the same ball of energy. Right. I don't care if you're Jewish, I don't care if you're Asian, I don't care if you're Mexican, I don't care if you're black, I don't care if you're white, I don't care if you're German, I don't care if you, whatever religion, it doesn't matter. Because when we leave this planet as energy, you ain't taking that with you. I never, ever, ever seen a Brinks truck following a hearse. Nope. You can't take none of this with you. Never, Mark. Have you? You ever seen a hearse?
No, the reason I'm laughing is because you, once again, you channeled somebody, because that is actually a line from a blues song that I used to play all the time, and I can't remember.
I'm live today, bro. I'm wired today. I'll even show you. I don't show people this often, but I readjusted my antennas. All right, so I'm live.
You must have readjusted your antennas, because I want to say the blues artist has passed on, but that was the line from a classic blues song, and it was what you just said, that they had never seen an armored truck. And they didn't say Brinks used the specific one. They said that they had never seen an armored truck at a funeral yet, was the line within the blues song. So like I said, you're channeling people left to right. You channeled my grandmother earlier, and now you're channeling blues singers. So
I told you I'm live today, bro. See, I've been locked in for like 6 months, but the devil been trying to play with certain things in my life. And I've been using that energy to fight him off. I fought him off so hard, now he's on to something else. But I'm locked in because I've been blessed to be locked in. You helped me be locked in. All the people on this thread helped me be locked in. That's why I got to continue this fight, bro. And George, thank you, man. They should call the history books What Happened Was. Because you're right. What happened was we took all your shit. We took all your land. We took all your heritage. We took all your culture, and we made it ours. People don't even realize a black man invented the filaments in a light bulb. All Edison did was make the glass.
Right.
That was it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to tout anybody or doubt any race, but I'm just saying, let's be real. Most of the people that were enslaved tried to make their lives easier, no matter what. So what they had to do was invent things so they could actually get a good night's sleep once in a while, and then get up the next day and not be beaten down again. So on this planet, read this book. If you never read a book before, read this book, The Pale Blue Dot. Okay, read The Pale Blue Dot, and also read Bruce Lee's Be Like Water. But it just simply says Earth is a pale blue dot in space.
Oh, yeah.
Like George Clinton said, a biological explanation sitting here vibrating, and we don't know what we're vibrating about. The animal instinct in me makes me want to defend me, makes me want to live when it's time to die. Y'all see my point. You feel me? So because we're at this place in our energy level where we're in this earth suit, eventually we're going to leave this earth suit. Like our beautiful guest said today, MIYAN Bryant, what are you going to leave behind? And I'm going to leave y'all with this. And then, Mark, you can have the last word if you want, and then take us out with United We Stand. I'm going to give myself the last word, and I'm going to give you the last word, all right? So hold on one second. My thing is this. What do you want your legacy to be, and what are you going to leave behind so when the next generation, and I'm going to look into the camera, when the next generation looks you up, what do you want it to be about? And that's all I'm going to say. Long Island Gospel Sound, shout out Jeff Roberson, his new video, Psalms. He's all over the place. His brand new show. I love you, Jeff, and I'm actually going to be a guest on that show, and I'm going up to do something with him in 2024, but I ain't going to tell you what yet. I ain't going to tip it. But what do you want your legacy to be, okay? We've all made mistakes. We're all human. We make them every day. That's part of the earth experience. As Chrissy Key Rollins would say, this is the planet where chaos happens. What do you want your legacy to be as you leave this planet? You never know how much time you're going to get. Tomorrow is not promised to nobody. So I'm just going to leave you all with that thought. Think about it. This week coming up, Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving, get together, football, turkey, ham, whatever it's going to be about. Make sure you do not forget the people that cannot have anything, that don't have anything, the people that are no longer with us, the people that we need to go to their homes and shed-ins and give somebody a call, the people that are sick, the people that are on death's door, the children out there that are starving. This country has billions of dollars that we're sending to fight wars somewhere else. I ain't really with that. You know, y'all know me. Y'all know I'm going to keep it real. I get it. But we've done that enough. We've been doing that since 1776. All right? 300-400 years of sending our shit abroad, and we still jacked up over here. So let's think about that. The next time you go in a voting booth and vote, really think about what you're voting for. Don't just vote to vote. Don't just vote for party. Think about the person that you're voting for, and do they align with what you believe to be correct and right? And if they do, bang, they'll get your vote. But if you know in your heart of hearts, they're not really aligned spiritually, and they're just in there for the almighty buck, then you don't need to vote for them. The only way we can stop these politicians from stealing is to not put them in office. You feel me? Don't put them in. Like me personally, I'll tell y'all my theories about that next year when election comes. But I've changed dramatically about how I see our politicians and our government. And I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all have a great day. Funk from the front seat. I'm going to give my producer, Mr. Mark Lee, the last word. Then we're going to get out of here. We're united. We stand. Divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll always be together. Dirty politics and high-priced prostitutions reside in all the important positions. Look around at the injustice in the world, some forced to live in deplorable conditions. Line from the song, y'all. Pay attention. Stay up on it. I'm out.
Yeah. And while he's out, I was just going to say that he brought a lot of fire, as he always does. Zach is always bringing some powerful comments and everything. And he is right. Too many people are voting by rote, just like MIYAN was talking about earlier. A lot of times that whole education system, and I can say that because I was actually part of a testing company, is testing by memory and all along those lines. So we're having to get them to learn special things and to remember things, but not necessarily do what is known as critical thinking. So, and even in our election process, how often do you know, and I'm just going to get on my soapbox just slightly here because Zach let me get on my soapbox, but how often do you know people that actually vote because what they are voting is what the people told them to vote. So they get that nice little sheet of paper because they so the people endorse without knowing why they are voting for those candidates. And that's one of my pet peeves. I'm sitting there going like, you need to study the candidates and understand why you are voting for those candidates that you are voting for if you're going to vote for them. And I know it's hard because there are a lot of candidates, there are a lot of offices, but if you're going to be involved, you got to find a way to involve that and to stay involved in that situation and all. But definitely that is something that is going on a regular basis, and all along those lines, we got too many people that are voting by rote, and they're just sitting there going like, this is what I need to do. I need to vote, and I'm going to let other people tell me how to vote. And that's something we've got to stop doing. We've actually got to find a way to engage ourselves and all along those lines. So we've actually got to find a way to get involved and do that critical thinking that MIYAN was talking about and all along those lines. So definitely honor our teachers, honor those people that are in our lives that are doing special things, even those folks that are doing special things that are doing even social clubs. So sometimes social clubs, I said earlier that my brother was doing that, and this is a group of three-wheel riders. So these are three-wheel riders and other people that might have other vehicles, including bikes and other things, that came together and got those turkeys and are providing to those families that are here in a certain community in Durham. And the last thing that I'll say is, yes, when you give thanks this Thanksgiving, that's only 5 days from today. Definitely give thanks for all the accomplishments that you have achieved, all the accomplishments that you have done, and the things that have brought you joy in your life. But also, as Zach said, remember those that are less fortunate. Remember those that you can help as well. And sometimes it might just be giving them a kind word, but if you can, also reach out and provide them with some meals as well, because sometimes there are people out there that are struggling and they need whatever help you can provide to them as well. So definitely think about that when you're out there celebrating and also getting ready for the Christmas season, because I know that there are a lot of kids out there that might want a bike. Maybe they want a toy and they can't afford those bikes and toys, but there might be ways that you can provide them for them, because I do know that there have been some bike efforts in the past, both during the pandemic and even after the pandemic and all along those lines. So there are ways that we can help folks, including even helping in a soup kitchen, because sometimes the soup kitchens will be open and they'll be needing volunteers to help them to even provide the food to some of those homeless folks and everything. But we don't need to do that just 1 day or 2 days out of the year. This is things that we need to do on a regular basis, because I hear all this special things that they do on Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I wonder where are those people on the other 363 days of the year as well. And on that note, I'm going to go out with United We Stand, a great song that my friend did, and all along those lines. But this has been a powerful show, and I greatly appreciate the opportunity that Zach gave me to kind of elaborate on some things that I am passionate about as well. So right now, we're going to go out with United We Stand.
Hey, yo, man, what time is it?
You know what time it is, man.
2 a.m.?
Yeah, man.
Man, you know what?
What's that?
It's 8:46, bro.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, you know what time that is.
Yeah, man.
Nappy head,
Yo,
Funk Army.
what's up?
Stand up. Get it live, y'all.
Yo, Mo, drop that beat.
You know what we gotta do.
Yeah, man.
We bringing this funk just for you.
You know,
Repeat after me. Say, you don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best,
you don't.
just gotta outlast the rest.
No, you don't.
You don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. United we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. I'ma say that again for you. United we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Here we go, y'all. Now let me tell you a little story about United We Stand. It says we're gonna funk across this funkless land. We gon' stand up and let our voices be heard. We ain't gonna let nobody stop us from spreading the spiritual word. The ruthless corporate greedy don't give a damn about the needy. We need everybody in the house to join us on this one, all right? Y'all say, united we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Are y'all out there? You feeling me? United we stand, come on, y'all. Divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Yeah. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. United we stand, divided we fall. Funkin' with the poor people most of all, as they poison our mind with food control. Third eye is wise, sacrifice. Wake up and see what they doing to you and me. Keeping a separate product of Illuminati, like the jail cell did my boss John Gotti. Dirty politics and high-priced prostitution reside in all the important positions. Just look around at the injustice in the world. Some forced to live in a deplorable conditions. Watch us, watch what we do. This rap is coming up just for you. So sit back, relax, check out our phone calls. The nappy hip-hop army always bumping in your drum. Twitter, tweet, the TikTok. The ruthless corporate greedies don't give a damn about the needies. A movement, genocide and homicide is happening all